Hello, YE Ministry. How are you? It's Sister Imani. I am so happy to be here on our Youth Empowerment Ministry YouTube channel. How are you? We hope that you all are doing well and that you're healthy and you're strong and you're feeling good, right? I know I am. I know we miss you terribly. I know with everything that's going on in our society today, it's been a challenge. I know, not being able to come to the house of the Lord. But you know what? Thank God for social media and thank God for our Youth Empowerment Ministry YouTube channel. So before we get started into this video, we first want to say, did you do your lesson and did you enjoy today's lesson? We sent the lesson to you via email. So parents, please make sure that you go over the lesson and go over all the scriptures about today's lesson, okay? Today's lesson was about Palm Sunday and how Jesus was being celebrated as he entered into the city of Jerusalem. Isn't that such an amazing lesson today? Did you enjoy the video? I know I did. That story is always such a blessing. So now, before we go any further into the lesson, we just wanted to let you know that before you continue to thumbs up, subscribe, and to share this video, okay? So people know that we have a YouTube channel, and also to hit that bell in the corner so whenever we post new videos, you'll be the first to know it. All right, so let's move on with this video. So today's lesson activity is called the palm. We are going to be making our own palm in honor of Palm Sunday because guess what? Today is Palm Sunday. Happy Palm Sunday! Yes, such a joyous occasion. It's so much meaning behind Palm Sunday. And again, it goes back to the lesson that we shared with you earlier. Okay? So let's get right into this video because I'm so excited. Are you excited? I hope you're excited. I can't hear you. Are you excited? All right, let's get into this video. So here are all of my materials that we'll need for our handmade palms. I have my scissors, I have my glue, my construction paper, at least 3 to 4 pieces, and I have my glue. Okay? The first step that we're going to do is take all the pieces of our construction paper and we're going to fold it like a book and make sure that we really push it down, okay? And it doesn't have to be too neat, so don't worry about that, but we want to make it as neat as possible, and we're just going to pinch the sides down just like that. So that way you have all these pages together. Easy, right? Now let's move on to the next step. Step number 2. Now we're going to get our pencil and we're going to trace our hands. As you can see, I've already did that. I traced my hand. Does it look weird? My hand looks weird. But you can do it. It's easy, right? So you're going to put your hand on the top of the paper and as neatly as you can and as far down as you can, you're going to trace around your finger. And then it'll look like this. Cool, right? You can do it. Now it's cutting time. Once you traced your hand, we're going to begin cutting around our hand that we just traced. We're going to cut through the entire thick pieces of paper because the end result will be having multiple cutouts of our hands. Okay? Because remember, this is going to be our palm. So we want palms to have multiple leaves. We want them to look full and we want it to look like a fan, like a very spacious fan. Does that make sense? So let's start cutting. Here we go. As neat as you can. How are we doing? I just wanted to pop back on and see how your cutting is. It might be a little tough if you have more than 3 pieces of construction paper. So make sure you have good strong scissors if you're using more than 3 pieces, or you can take 1 or 2 pieces of paper out to make your cutting a little bit more easier. But as you can see, I got started and I'm almost there. So let's continue on. I'm almost there. How are you guys doing? Sissy Imani is really having a hard time, but I'm making it work. Isn't this great? But it's coming out great. So keep going. We're almost there. And then we'll move on to the next step, okay? So everyone now should have their hands looking just like this. What do you guys think? What do you think of Sissy Imani's hands? So I have them all cut out. It took me a few minutes, but it wasn't too bad. And here's the excess paper, so you can just put this to the side, put it in the garbage. You may want to use some of these pieces later for something else, but I'm gonna take mine and just move it to the side, just to get it out the way. So these are what my hands look like, and now we're gonna separate them. So even though they look like hands, don't worry, we're gonna put them together where they start to look like palms. Does anybody know what a palm looks like? If you do, leave a comment down below. Type yes if you know what a palm looks like, or if you've seen a palm. So now we're gonna start organizing our hands. See how that looks? We traced our hands once, but because we folded the pages, we have multiple hands. How cool is that, right? So now we're gonna start organizing our hand, like I said, and we're gonna start putting them together in a certain way so that it looks like a nice palm. So the next item you'll need is glue, and you'll need your popsicle stick. Were you able to find one? Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is decide exactly how we want to place the hands. It doesn't have to be any particular way, but what we do want is a foundation. So choose one of your hands. I'm going to choose the biggest one. For some reason, this one looks bigger. And I'm going to take my Elmer's glue, or if you have a glue stick, you can do that as well. And remember, if you don't have any glue, you can use tape, okay? And you can roll the tape and stick it on the back of your foundational hand, because what we're gonna do next is place a second hand on top of the adhesive. So wherever you put your glue, wherever you put your tape, that's where we want to stick the second hand, all right? So that's what we're gonna do right now. So I have my first hand, and I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm going to put it on the back of this hand, okay? So I decided to use my glue. So I'm putting a little bit of glue on the back of my foundational hand, just like that, right? And now I'm going to take my secondary hand and I'm going to place it kind of like to the side, like a fan, and I'm going to press it down very gently. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep stacking the hands until it dries, and then we'll be done. So let's continue. I can't wait to see your palm. Wow, it's really coming together. Good job, you guys. You guys are doing a great job. Look at Sister Imani's. Look at mine. So now I have one hand left, one palm leaf. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our popsicle stick or your pencil, and we're going to place it in the middle, because what we want to do is we want to cover this up. We want to hide it like this. We're going to take our last hand and we're going to place it like this so that the stick doesn't show, right? So the only part of the stick that's sticking out is the bottom part, is the end part right there. All right, that's pretty easy, right? So organize your hands. Well, before we do that, like I said, we want to put our stick first. So we're going to add some glue where we want the stick to be. Since Imani is running out of glue, we're going to shake it. Come on, glue. There we are. We're going to put a little line just like that. Hope that's not too much. And now we're gonna take our popsicle stick and we're gonna place it, and we wanna push down lightly so it can dry, just like that. See? Not so bad. And we're gonna let that dry a little bit, and then we're gonna take our last hand to make up our palm. You can place it however you want to, but long as you're covering a piece of the popsicle stick, right? But before, just so you can see how you want it to look. Okay? Now that I know that I want to place it just a little bit to the side, I'm going to move it over and add more glue. And I'm going to add glue to the center of, well, not really the center, maybe a little bit at the top of the popsicle stick. Just like that. Can you see that? And we're going to take our hand just the way we saw it, and we're going to, like I'm turning mine a little, and we're going to place it just like that and pat it down. And we're going to let that dry. How easy and cool is that? I think that looks pretty good. I like the way yours looks, and I certainly like the way yours looks. I'm using my virtual eye. I know you guys are doing a wonderful job. Okay, let's see the finished result. All done. And there you have it. Here is my finished palm. Not too bad. I think it's pretty creative. What do you guys think? What do you think of Sister Imani's palm in honor of Palm Sunday? Pretty cool, right? Look at that. I know it looks like fingers, but if you place it a certain way, it'll start to look like little leaves. So this is our creative homemade palm in honor of Palm Sunday. Well, that concludes today's lesson activity. I hope you enjoyed. I know I did. Look at my palm. Isn't it cool? Palming Jesus. So although you may not be able to get to church today to pick up our traditional palm, we have our own palm here at home. This again is to signify and represent Palm Sunday and how the people of the city of Jerusalem praised and worshiped the name of Jesus as he came and entered into the city of Jerusalem. Thank you once again, young people, for joining Sister Imani today on our Youth Empowerment Ministry YouTube channel for today's lesson activity. Remember, we would love to see a picture of your palm on our social media platforms. Remember to visit us at LFT Youth Empowerment Ministry via Instagram and Facebook. Until next time, God bless you and we love you. Happy Palm Sunday.